Hey y'all, welcome to Faith Budgets. On this channel I'll be posting videos about how we use a zero-based budget, sinking funds, cash stuffing, and savings challenges to pay off debt and save at the same time. If that's content that you're interested in, then please keep watching and definitely hit that subscribe button and join us as we try to reach financial freedom.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long.
Hey guys, welcome back to Faith Budgets. Today we'll be doing our video for the first paycheck in April. We finally made it through March, got the budget closed out, got ready for April finally. I was a little bit behind last month, but I did get the April budget up. I think I posted that just a few days ago. And now this is the first paycheck in April. On April the 4th, Friday, we get paid every other week. Every week, but we're both on the bi-monthly schedule, but we're on opposite payrolls. I'll spit it out in a minute. So we actually get paid weekly, and we do a weekly budget after we do our monthly breakdown. So if you missed the April budget, I will link that here. It's just like the April budget setup where I list all the bills, all the income, all our variable spending, and our sinking funds and savings challenges just all together at a monthly view and set it up that way. And then each week I break it down after we know how much we get after we know exactly how much we get paid. So let's see if that's anything else. If you're new, welcome. My name's Holly. My husband and I both work full time, and we are actually getting a little bit of overtime again now. It's kind of sporadic with both of us really, but this week, the next two paychecks, I think we will have some overtime. So we really needed it. If you've seen my April budget, you know that we didn't have any left after setting up the April budget for anything for our sinking funds. And that I had a little bit for savings challenges, and that's considered savings, but not really anything for the sinking funds. So that's not a good feeling. Didn't like that at all. So I'm very thankful for the overtime that we are able to get, after doing that April budget and, kind of feeling bummed out a little bit. I just have good news. I told you guys, He always makes a way. The good Lord always makes a way. Thank you, Jesus. I don't thank Him enough, and I need to verbalize that more, so you guys may get tired of hearing me thanking the Lord on here now, but I feel comfortable enough with you guys that I can kind of express that without maybe getting on anybody's nerves or being a little bit pushy with it or anything like that. But when I'm felt led to say something, I'm just going to say it whenever I feel like I need to. So I hope you guys feel the same way, and I hope that you find those little blessings and the little things like that too that come your way. And look for those little blessings. After I lost my mom, it was just kind of hard to see a lot of the little things in life that we need to be thankful for and grateful for. So I am thankful for having enough money to pay my bills, and then having enough to save and help my kids out, and save and have dreams and goals of our own. So I'm very thankful to be able to work and do those things. So let's just get started in the budget for the week. This is my A5 planner from Missy Money, and she has everything on her website, missymoney.com. She has the digital version of this paper planner, just exactly like it is here, except it's on the Excel program. It does all the math for you. And if you are interested in any of her products, you can use my code, FaithBudgets10, to get 10% off. So let's get in here we are in, where are we at? April. And we're on paycheck number 1. I just got these tabs from Amazon and put the little stickers on there. Just makes it a little easier to flip to it pretty quick. So there was the April monthly budget. So let's go to number 1 here for paycheck number 1. Paycheck breakdown and cash planning. You guys, I told you He makes a way. First of all, my husband had overtime, and that we were kind of expecting that. We kind of knew what his schedule was and knew that some was going to be coming. Whoops, that's going to fall over. Sorry, I'm flopping you guys around everywhere. Let me try to zoom you in. So first of all, we did have some overtime. And then also, I got a bonus at work. It was a bonus, I think it was from my performance evaluation. They do that at the end of the year, and it's like probably by the end of the first quarter they get them all finished. But anyway, my boss just sent me an email that said thank you for being exceptional, and it was a boss from the a letter from the CEO recognizing me for being exceptional and giving me a $500 bonus. I have never heard of this. I was floored. I called my husband right away. I was like, you are never going to guess what happened. I got a bonus, but I cried a little bit. I did. I cried a little bit. I was like, oh my gosh, because it was just right after I finished the April budget, and saying a little prayer that everything will work out okay, and we can still, I know we're in a little pinch for the next couple months, and as far as we can pay our bills, so then I feel bad because I'm praying about stuff like that, but, there's a lot of other things, worse things that I could be praying for to get better, but, I do say my little prayers for real personal things like that, and my prayers was answered. I was like, $500, but they did take taxes out, so it was only $52, I think. So I did just take the $300. I'm getting that out today in cash, but I left the $54 in there for the buffer, and our checking account is getting a little bit low because a couple of our bills was a little bit more, and my husband had to use a debit card for a little part for the car. So I just left that $54 in there, and no, it wasn't for the car. It was for the contacts to have them shipped where we don't have, it's crazy. Anyway, and then there was a fee for using the card and all that, but he was on the phone. He said, I'll just give them, they have our debit card on there. I said, okay, whatever. That's fine. So we just used that that's what the buffer's for. So I left that $54 or $52 in there for that, and to cover a little bit the rest of it for the buffer. And I just wanted an even amount. It was easier to work with. So with the overtime and with my bonus at work, we had an extra $538 for this week. And, when I did the April budget, there was zero left extra, for sinking funds. I only had a little bit for savings challenges. So extremely thankful and grateful for that, and glad to be able to stuff some money into our sinking funds. That's always a good feeling to be able to do that. Even if it's not as much as we want to every week, as long as a little bit's in there, it's just a good feeling knowing that we're trying to prepare for those things that come up throughout the year. Okay, so we did the zero-based budget, so we're going to get started and try to, I already filled everything in because I did have a little extra time today to get that done, and sent the little teller slip with my husband. He's gone right now to get that at the bank. So I thought I'd hop on here and get the video done, and then when he gets back, I'll do the cash stuffing. So the date is 4/4 that we got paid, and the pay period is from 4/4 to 4/9. We get paid again on the 10th. So for this week in April, I told you guys I'm starting something a little bit different with the transferring the money, like for my stepdaughter to get gas, and like I guess maybe spending whatever she says she needs money or something. I'm just trying to keep it better on a budget, and also less times having to transfer over to her account. We have her account linked to ours, and just going to do it once a month. So $100 at the beginning, the first Friday of every month. That's what we told her. First Friday of every month, $100 will go into your account. So just a little easier to keep up with that way, instead of taking it out of the gas money, but still leaving that the same. And then the cushion is $20. Auto insurance is $370. That's a portion of it. I had to split it this month, because our pay was a little bit tighter, so I had to split it because it's like $600 something, right at $700. So I had to split that into two different paychecks, and that's fine because it's not due till a little bit later. So that's why I'm going ahead and putting part of it up here with this paycheck number 1. That's another good thing about getting paid every week. I can kind of shift things around. $690 is the total there that's left in the bank. Do you guys get paid weekly or bi-weekly? I'm just interested to know how many of you get paid different than I do. Or do you get paid monthly? Some people get paid monthly. I wonder how that would be to budget. That would be kind of hard for me, I think. So how do you guys budget? How do you get paid? Weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly? I'm interested to know that, to see how everybody else does it. When I watch YouTube videos, I see all different kinds, so I'm just wondering. And then some people get paid, I think maybe like teachers and stuff get paid just twice a month, but it's, it's not bi-weekly. It's twice a month, like maybe the 1st and the 15th, if I'm remembering that correctly. So I'm just curious how you guys get paid. Okay, so moving on over to the wallet. So after we leave that $6.90 in the bank there, we will have over here in the wallet, groceries, $300. I moved it up to $300 this time. I keep going over or just right at it, or just having to get a little bit out of my miscellaneous, or it's just never under $280 is what it was before. So I'm bumping it up to $300. Hopefully I won't have to anymore. And the gas is going to stay $160 because it is summertime. We've already had to mow our grass here, mow our yard. We got the dandelions everywhere, onions, whatever. We're here in Tennessee, and it's we've had some bad weather, so I hope everybody has stayed safe. If you're in the area where the storms came through in the southeast, mainly southeast, I guess, area, kind of all over that side. But we're in Middle Tennessee, and we're getting hammered with it 2 nights in a row. First night we didn't sleep. Well, we went to sleep, but then we woke up about 3:30, and then we were up the rest of the morning because it was getting pretty bad. So I had to get the kids downstairs and try to watch the news a little, watch the weather, and be aware of everything going on. So, and then everybody calls, and my husband, he's like, "Why is everybody calling?" He wants to sleep. So he said, "What's going on?" I was like, "Well, it's a tornado warning, and it's right on us." So I usually wait before I get the kids up or whatever, and until it gets right on us. I don't want to make them nervous. My younger son, he gets a little bit nervous. He was actually come downstairs before we woke up, so he was more aware of it than we were. So they came down and laid around in the living room until it passed. But thankfully, it didn't hit us here in Middle Tennessee where we live. But I know some places, I think West Tennessee, they got a couple different storm patterns that came through their storm lines at a couple different times throughout those 2 days, and they got some significant damage in their area. So pray for those people in those areas. Okay, so we have, after, where was I? That was gas. Was I talking about gas? $160. Gonna leave that there. Oh yeah, for mowing the yard and all that, and the boat and the tractor. Just in the summer we spend more in gas, so. But I'm hoping that it kind of balances out with me putting the transfer over here for this. So maybe it will. Maybe we won't have to add any more than that. But anyway, eating out is $60, giving is $45, shopping is $40, and meds $35, miscellaneous $40, and then hubby $150. So everything else is the same, just bumping up the groceries $20 more to see if that will help any. So that's $8.30 there, and then there's the denominations that I chose for that. Then we have the sinking funds. Look at all that. See, I would not have been able to do that at all. None of that. I loved when I was writing that down. I was like, oh, it feels so good to be able to write these down. So with Sam's, we're going to do 60, and then self-care 60, pet care 10, gifts 15, adding a little more there. My sister's surgery's coming up, so I'm going to get her some food for the kiddos and the fam. And then home maintenance 40. We've got to get some spray for the dandelions, and we have a circle drive that comes in the front of the house, and then we have one that comes on the side that goes back to the shop and where we park at. But we have just blue gravel is what we call it, gray gravel, and the grass wants to try to grow up in it. So my husband usually tries to keep that sprayed, all that sprayed with so the grass and excuse me, dandelions don't come up through there and take over. Then we have, where was I? That was home maintenance. Entertainment, $100. That's to go towards my Houston trip. And my husband's going with me for work and mini anniversary trip. Then we have membership, 60. Insurance premiums, 20. Sorry. Car tags, 10. Christmas, 50. Leaseland, 15. UT tickets, 40. Property tax 5, and then other 25. That's a total of $510. So that's everything there. $510 for the sinking funds. And I did do my nails. I meant to tell you guys at the beginning. I chose pink again, just a brighter pink this time. for spring and summer. I guess I'm ready. Feel a lot better now. I got the nails done. Okay, so then over here for the savings challenges, and I hopefully will have, I didn't write down the other two that I do. 52 week, 15, 12 month, 10, and I do 13. And 1 month ahead, which I probably won't be, and then the 100 envelope. That way at the end of the week, whenever I do cash, empty out my wallet, if there's anything left in here, sometimes I might add to these, but it will probably more than likely be the I do savings challenge that I would add to if I have anything left. And then, so that's $38. There's the denominations there. And then we have the cash planning. Okay, sorry about that. Husband just came home with the money, so he comes in the door and he just has to holler my name. So, y'all don't know if you guys heard that or not. I told him I was doing my video. But I think I was talking about this. The cash planning summary, that's a total of everything. All the cash denominations that I need to pull out for the cash stuffing. So we have 1,378 that we'll pull out from the bank. But let's just go and make sure that I did have a zero-based budget. I did fill all this out on the Excel spreadsheet from Missy Money, but I like it on paper too. So let's just make sure that I did not change up anything. So the net pay, the total with the bonus and with the overtime is $2,068. And then we left in the bank $690. And then the total cash withdrawn was from all three sections that we use cash for. The wallet and the sinking funds and then the savings challenges. So all three sections was 1,378. Okay. So let's subtract that. 2,068 minus 690 minus 1378. Yep, that's 0. Alright guys, so that is it. We are at a zero-based budget. Oop, forgot to write my 0. So that means that we have given every dollar an assignment and it knows where it's going, even if it is just to sit in here in my buffer, in my checking account as a cushion, or if it is just to sit in there to wait till the auto insurance is due. Because I'll add another one, leave the other half of the money in the checking account to be in there whenever it's due. So I do that for the mortgage as well. So in the paycheck number 2 and 4, I'll split our mortgage. So that's kind of how we do it. Some people roll over, like maybe they would roll over this 370 into this next pay period. But I like to close out each pay period. Everything that falls in that pay period is just closed out, and I just leave that money in there. Either way, I think it's the same thing. It's still sitting in the checking account waiting. So whatever you do to, keep it settled in your budget, that's how we do it. So I hope everybody has enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. I have went past 1K already, so I'm super excited about that. I didn't ever think I would get to 1K. So I just want to thank you guys again for watching, and if you are a returned watcher, thank you for coming back and watching and following along as we just, play this game of life with the money over and over. It's just like eat, sleep, repeat, same thing over and over. It gets, it's a routine. It's just kind of part of it now, how we do it. I don't dread it like I used to. I used to dread, working on the budget and thinking it's going to take forever. I'm just going to be, bummed out after I do it and trying to figure out how much we need for that, how much we need for this. But you won't ever know unless you do it. Just keep doing it and tweaking it and it gets better. So I hope this has maybe inspired somebody or just motivated you to get in there and tackle your budget and get going with it and just stay with it, stick with it. And I will see you guys. Let's see, the next video will be the cash stuffing for this paycheck and do the savings challenges. And hopefully I'll have a little bit of cash left over. I think I did have some left in my wallet that I'll get to put towards the savings challenges too. So the wedding will be here before we know it. My son's getting married in September, so still trying to save up for that. And couple things that I need to get before the wedding for as far as clothing for my husband and my younger son. So I've got to save up for that. I don't know why I didn't calculate that. So need to get that saved up so we can get the suits bought, and I don't know, maybe even shoes. I'm not sure. So I have changed that around in my binder so that I do Savings Challenge binder. You guys will see that in the next video. So I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and come back and watch that video. And then also it'll be almost time for Debt Tracking Thursday, where I track the debt on the SUV, and that's going to be changing up too because I am refinancing my Traverse. I know already, but I have to refinance it to get it in my name alone. It was in a family member's name to get that discount. So at the car dealership, I told you guys I would never buy a new vehicle without the discount. So I got the discount because it's in the family member's name, like the loan was. And to do that, and now they're ready to purchase something they're ready to make a purchase and get another discount at the dealership. So he won't take my name off. So we will do that. I'm actually going to do that this weekend, get that changed over, and I'll be going to a different credit union and getting a lower interest rate and lowering my monthly. So I know I'll have to pay some fees, for the refinance. So I'll know the totals and everything later. My payment may go up just a little bit, but it'll be paid off sooner. The interest rate's lower too. It's more than I think 1.5 lower. So I know it's not ideal to refinance, but in this situation I needed to anyway, and I'm glad that the rates have went down instead of going up. So worked out a little bit of my benefit, but we'll see. I'm not going to pay on it the whole term of the car loan anyway, because if you do the math on that hurts my feelings. How much I would pay on that if I paid every single dime of that interest. So I don't know. I may show y'all that in the debt tracking video. I may try to pull that up and see how much it would actually be. Anyway, I'm blabbing on. I'm ready to do the cash stuffing, so I need to get off, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope that you will find those blessings in the little things out there. So in all those little things, I hope you do find some blessings, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.